AITA. I fired my best friend from my business, and now she's accusing me of betrayal. Hello, Reddit. This is a throwaway account because I just don't know what to do. I feel awful. But on the other hand, I know I made the right decision. But did I really? Maybe I'm the AITA, as she's telling me. My name is Marina. I'm 28. I've always dreamed of owning my own coffee shop. Always. I imagined a cozy place with the smell of fresh pastries, jazz music, and friendly staff. After a few years of working as a barista, I finally saved up enough money, found the perfect space, and opened my coffee shop. I named it Latte and Dreams. My best friend, Lilia, 27, was my biggest supporter from the very beginning. She was there when I was putting up wallpaper, choosing tables, and always told me I was the strongest and most talented person she knew. When I offered her a job at the coffee shop, she immediately agreed. Lilia was a great barista. She was good at talking to people, and most importantly, she was my best friend. I thought it was a perfect combination. We'd work together, fulfilling our shared dream. How naive I was. At first, everything was great. We worked side by side, laughing, discussing clients, and making plans for the future. We were like sisters. But after about 3 months, I started noticing little things. The first little thing was punctuality. Lilia would always arrive 15 to 20 minutes late. I knew it wasn't the end of the world, but I was opening the shop by myself, and she was supposed to come and help me get ready. When I gently hinted to her that it would be great to be on time, she just smiled and said, "Marina, we're friends. Are you really going to scold me for 15 minutes? You're not my boss." She said it as a joke, but I felt uncomfortable. I felt that our friendship was becoming a cover for her to be careless about work. The second problem was her attitude towards customers. Lilia could be very sweet with regulars, but with new customers, she was cold and distant. I once overheard her tell a client that a latte with soy milk is a kid's drink. You should try a real espresso instead. The client looked embarrassed and just left. I went up to Lilia and quietly, alone, asked her why she did that. She replied, "I'm just being honest. I'm not going to smile at everyone who comes in. I'm not a robot." I was shocked. My dream was to have a cozy place, not a place where visitors feel awkward. The third and biggest problem was her ignoring the rules. I established certain standards. A uniform, simple black t-shirts, washing hands before making drinks, using a measuring cup. Lilia constantly ignored these rules. She would come in a tracksuit, make drinks by eye, and didn't always wash her hands. Once, I saw her put less coffee in than needed to save. When I asked her about it, she looked at me with wide eyes. "Marina, who's going to notice? We're a team. We should be thinking about the business." I couldn't believe she was saying that. She was thinking about the business, but only her part of it, ignoring its reputation. Our conversations became more and more tense. Every time I tried to point out her mistakes, she'd turn it into a discussion about our relationship. "Lilia, please wash your hands. It's a matter of hygiene," I said. "Oh my God, Marina, don't you trust me? We've been friends for so many years. You've become such a nag, like a real boss," she replied with a bitter smile. I felt like I couldn't be her friend or her boss. I started to feel our friendship falling apart. Every day I walked into the coffee shop, I felt stressed. I didn't know what I'd see today. Would she be on time? Would she be smiling? I started looking for other options, but I couldn't imagine how I would say no to my best friend. She was my rock. She always supported me, but I couldn't risk my dream, my business. I had invested all my savings, my whole soul, into it. I couldn't let it go bankrupt because of someone's carelessness. For weeks, I couldn't sleep. I thought about what to say to Lilia, how to do it. I knew it would be the end of our friendship. I remembered all our shared moments, the tears, the laughter. I was afraid of her reaction. What if she told all our friends that I was a traitor? That I used her? I felt trapped. I didn't want to lose her, but I couldn't continue like this. I was lonely. I couldn't discuss this problem with anyone because no one but her knew all our secrets. I felt like my heart was being torn in two. One part wanted to protect the business. The other wanted to protect our friendship. I decided to act. One evening, after the coffee shop closed, I asked her to stay and talk. I started carefully. "Lilia, we need to talk. I'm grateful for everything. You've always been there. But you have to say that I support you in everything. Right?" She smiled. "No. I have to say that I can no longer let you work here." Her smile disappeared. Her face turned to stone. "What? Are you kidding?" "No, Lilia. I'm not. I love you as a friend, but as an employee, you're not a good fit. You don't follow the rules, you're not punctual, and your attitude toward customers is unacceptable." "What are you talking about? I'm your best friend. We planned this together. Did you forget? These are just minor things you're talking about. Are you really going to fire me because of my hands?" Her voice trembled with outrage. "It's not just your hands. It's about attitude, about respect. For me, for the clients, for the business. You ignore the rules because you think our friendship gives you special rights. But that's not how it works in business. You betrayed me. I was there when you had nothing. And now that you've succeeded, you're just throwing me out on the street like used trash?" She burst into tears. "No, Lilia, that's not it." I tried to hug her, but she pushed me away. "I don't want to see you. You're not my friend anymore." She ran to the door, leaving me alone in the empty coffee shop where we had been cleaning together just an hour before. I felt awful. I had lost my best friend. Since that day, we haven't spoken. She blocked me on social media, and I heard from mutual friends that she's telling everyone I used and betrayed her. It hurt a lot. I thought I was the AITA. But then I looked at my coffee shop. It was thriving. I hired new employees who followed the rules, were polite, and genuinely loved their jobs. My clients were happy. I saw that I had made the right decision, even though it was the most painful one in my life. I realized that a true friendship should not be toxic, and that in business, as in life, you have to set boundaries. I didn't betray her. I saved my dream. And she wasn't ready to be there when friendship required honesty, not privileges TLDR. I hired my best friend to work at my coffee shop. She started ignoring the rules and taking advantage of our friendship. I fired her, and she accused me of betrayal. I lost a friend but saved my business. AIO, my fiancé, inherited a fortune, and it turned him into a stranger. Hello, Reddit. This is a throwaway account because we both have Reddit accounts, and I just don't know what to do. The man I love seems to have disappeared, and someone I don't know has taken his place. It's all because of money. I feel like I've lost not just a relationship, but my best friend. I need your opinion, because I don't know what's real anymore. My name is Sarah, I'm 27, and my fiancé Michael is 28. We've been together for 5 years, and we've always been on the same page. From the very beginning, we dreamed of our future. A small house in the suburbs, a cozy wedding with our closest friends and family, and maybe a dog. Our dreams were modest, but very real. We both worked, saved money, and had a shared vision for our life. Last year, Michael's grandmother, Evelyn, sadly passed away. She was an incredible woman, so warm and loving, and she adored me. She always used to say I was just what Michael needed. After she passed, we found out she had left Michael a $250,000 inheritance. It was a huge amount for us, and we were in shock. I thought it was a blessing. We could finally make our dreams a reality, and sooner. We talked about it, and Michael agreed that we would use some of the money for a down payment on a house and the rest for our wedding fund. This was our shared agreement, but everything changed. Michael started spending more time with his family, especially his parents. They've always been pushy. They constantly told Michael that he needed to use the money wisely. And by wisely, they meant the way we think is right. I was present at one of those dinners where they laid out their ideas. "Michael, you have to buy a big house," his dad said. "Don't be stingy. We always dreamed of you living in a big house. I can help you with the paperwork. It will be the perfect home for our family." "Yes, son," his mom added. "And don't forget about the wedding. It has to be an event. You have the money, don't hold back. Invite everyone, rent the best venue. Sarah, you want a dream wedding, don't you?" I felt like they didn't even see me, and just ignored them. But things got much worse. Michael stopped sharing things with me. He started talking secretly with his brother, Mark. Mark is a complete disaster. He constantly changes jobs, gets into debt, and his startups always fail. I've always had my doubts about his ideas. Michael became distant. He stopped talking about our dreams and instead started talking about investments, markets, and opportunities. He even bought an expensive sports car without asking for my opinion. I was shocked. We had always made decisions together, and now, the final straw was the day I happened to see his phone. He left it on the table, and a notification came in from Mark. "Dude, thanks for the 50K? This blockchain business is definitely going to take off. Everything went blurry. 50K? He gave his brother 50 grand without saying a word to me? I was furious. I went into his banking app and saw that he had transferred the money a week ago. Then I saw another notification. It was a wedding venue booking confirmation. Not the small, cozy place we had dreamed of, but a huge, luxurious one that cost around $30,000. We hadn't even discussed it. He just did it on his own. I sat on the couch and just stared at my phone, then at his, holding the booking confirmation in my hand. I felt betrayed. He had spent almost a third of the inheritance without saying a word to me. I felt like he was no longer my partner, but just a person making important decisions for me. When he came home, I put his phone in front of him and said, "Michael, we need to talk. I saw you gave Mark money and booked the wedding venue. I didn't even know about it." He looked pale. "Sarah, I can explain everything. It's my family. They're helping Mark. And the wedding. I just wanted to surprise you." "A surprise? I thought we did everything together." "You've changed. The money has changed you. And what's worse, you've let your family control you. You didn't even consult with me. I feel like we're not a team anymore. We're not partners." He started to get defensive. "Sarah, you're just jealous. You don't want me to be successful. I can have everything, even if you don't agree with it." In that moment, I realized I was talking to a different person. This wasn't my Michael. This was someone who had become a hostage to someone else's expectations and money. I got up, took off my engagement ring, and placed it on the table. I can't do this. I can't be with a person who doesn't see me as their partner. I can't marry a person I no longer recognize. Update. It's been a few months, and we are no longer together. He tried to get me back, promising he would fix everything and talk to his family. But I knew he would never be able to do that. He was so deep in their expectations that he couldn't get out. I went back to our original plans. I'm saving money for a house, traveling, and living my life. I saw him on social media. He's with his family and Mark, who has failed in his business again. Now Michael is in debt because he helped Mark, and he has postponed the wedding. I realized that money can not only help people, but also reveal their true nature. Or, what's even worse, show how weak they can be in the face of others' desires. I deserve a partner who will be by my side in any situation, not someone who betrays me when money comes into his life. Maybe I'm the AITA for leaving him when he was going through a tough time, but I know it was the only right decision. Dr. My fiancé received a large inheritance and, without our discussion, started spending money on expensive things and funding his brother's failed business ideas, succumbing to family pressure. I realized he had changed and broke off the engagement because I couldn't be with a person who didn't see me as an equal partner. AIO, my 21 female, BF, 23 male, still talks to his ex, and I'm starting to feel like second best asterisk Kyle. I'm on a throwaway account because we both have Reddit accounts. For context, my BF, let's call him M, has been broken up with his ex of 8 years, let's call her L, for almost 3 years now. M and I started dating 2 years ago. For the most part, our relationship has been solid with a lot of laughter, good memories, and fun. There's one thing that's been a cause of our issues, and shocker considering the title of this post. It's his communications with L. I've noticed he'll be texting L while we're on dates, hanging out at home, or notice L's number, that he doesn't have saved under a name, will pop up under my own as his most talked to contact. I never go through his phone, but sometimes I'll take a quick side eye over his shoulder. He started leaving his phone face down most of the time around me. And I even saw at one point he had L's texts muted so that they wouldn't show up on the home screen. But the thing that really gets to me is he'll send L songs I've shown him, tell her to watch movies we've watched together, and even praises L by saying that she's the best woman he's ever known. Every time I've confronted him about this, he gets annoyed or tells me that they're just being friendly. I understand that 8 years is a long time to spend with someone, and that those memories / that love doesn't just disappear. But we'll be going on 3 years soon, and I'm really starting to feel like I'm not being heard or understood. I know, I have insecurities of my own, but this certainly doesn't help. I've never controlled who he can or can't talk to, because I know that's toxic and not okay. But I genuinely wish that he'd understand that this is damaging our relationship, because he won't let go of the past. AIO about all of this? Is this a normal thing in relationships? TLDR, my BF still talks to his ex, and despite telling him it's making me feel uncomfortable, he insists it's casual. Asterisk update asterisk basically. My BF of 2 years still talked to his ex, even though they've been broken up for 3 years now. And it was causing a rift in our relationship. He would share songs with her that I sent to him, text her during our dates, etc. While I would have been fine with him talking to her, they started crossing boundaries that two people who aren't together anymore shouldn't have been saying nor doing. Especially when one of them is in a new relationship now. We had a final conversation, in person, where I once again told him how it bothered me, how I felt like second best, and how I felt like he didn't seem to care that it was affecting me at all. He insisted that he still didn't see what the issue was, that he wasn't even planning on talking her, but he cares about her still, and eventually dropped the line that finalized my decision. She's going to be a part of my life forever, and that's something you'll need to deal with. So, for the final update, I left him. He essentially chose holding on to his past over a future with me, and that's his prerogative. I wish him the best, just not with me. He's been blowing up my phone for the past 10 hours. I slept at a female friend's place and then went to work this AM, asking me for another chance and promising he'll block her. But I'm done. We currently live together and split finances, so I'm looking into apartments, subleasing, or moving in with a friend. Who knows, maybe his ex can take over my half of the lease since she'll always be in his life anyways. Let this be a lesson that if someone loves you, truly, truly loves you, you'll never be made to feel like the other woman/man or a second choice. Thanks to all of your comments on my last post, it helped a lot. I needed a reality check. I deserve better than this. TLDR, I dumped my BF because he essentially chose his ex over me.